Coming up this hour on Chris 6 Sunrise, the stories that matter in your neighborhood. It's been 2 months since a school building collapsed in San Diego, and still some questions have been left unanswered. Neighborhood news reporter Melissa Trevino finds out what happens next. And a special meeting for Odom Edroy School District over the fate of 2 coaches has been rescheduled. What the district has to say about the investigation. Plus, a local nonprofit is being forced to shut down programs after federal funding cuts. We'll show you what services are disappearing and how it could affect you. Your Chris 6 Sunrise starts now. Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. I'm Michelle Hoffman. Brian Hoffman is off, headed to San Antonio for a doctor's appointment. So we got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways are looking for him and for the rest of the folks who are heading up and out the door. Good morning, Stephen.
Well, good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Coastal Bend. You know, looking like plenty of greens on the map. Not too much traffic as we're heading out the door, at least, but want to take the jacket with you. Probably still holding on to those 50s here in town, but feeling like the lower 40s as you work your way a little bit further north. Here's a live look at that SPID Skycam. You can see it starting to fill up just a little bit more with morning commuters out there, but luckily they're still all flowing nice and smooth out the door. Starting off here with a look at the New Harbor Bridge if you're heading to or from Portland this morning. Not going to run into any issues. Looking good and green on that roadway, as well as 181 all the way into Taft this morning. Now towards Robstown and Calallen, 37 coming in the clear. Although if you're heading in from Robstown, 44 seeing a couple of those slowdowns as you work closer to the Violet area. Now working for our major roadways here in the Corpus Christi area, Ocean Drive, SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway. Take your pick. They're all coming in the clear. Just that minor slowdown we see some mornings on Rodfield as you get close to SPID at that stoplight. Waldron Road and Flower Bluff Drive both coming in the clear over there in Flower Bluff. Although if you're heading up towards NAS Corpus Christi, definitely want to give yourself a couple extra minutes there, seeing some of that slower traffic. So finally getting a quick look over by the island. No issues on your commutes as we're heading out there on the 361 or the Causeway. So looking like a good and green morning as we're heading out the door.
Now, folks, we'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit, but first, Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, is scheduled to meet with President Donald Trump today at the White House. The meeting comes less than 2 weeks after the U.S. forcibly removed President Nicolas Maduro from power. Machado has widespread support in the country and won the Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts to restore democracy in Venezuela. However, Trump has largely sidelined Machado in Venezuela's reorganization, and Scripps News Group Joe St. George will join us at 6:12 with more on today's meeting. Now, back here in your neighborhood, a local nonprofit has shut down some of its programs due to federal funding cuts. The Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation has made this announcement on Facebook. It said the foundation had to cut 3 of their programs, and those programs help neighbors who are struggling with substance abuse, mental health, and homelessness. And because of the cuts, 12 staff members also lost their jobs. The Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation aims to improve the health of neighbors around the Coastal Bend through affordable health care services and education. And the Odom Edroy School District will meet next week to decide the fate of 2 athletic coaches. That meeting was supposed to happen Tuesday to address an alleged December assault on a school bus, and now it's being pushed to Tuesday, January 20th. Officials say Coach Kristen Torres and Arnold Maldonado were both present during the alleged assault. And now the school board plans to discuss the employment of both coaches. 19-year-old Christopher Jacob Soto was charged in the assault, and the district says it's cooperating with law enforcement and the Texas Rangers. Now, folks, neighborhood news reporter Adam Beam has been following this story since the beginning. He'll continue to keep us updated and get parents some answers.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in San Diego. Nearly 2 months after the multi-use facility collapsed during construction, San Diego ISD held a public meeting. A representative with Pentagon Services tells the board the investigation into the collapse isn't over and they still have no cause. District leaders, community members, and contractors were in the room, all looking for answers about how a building under construction could fail so suddenly.
Yeah, the building fell down. Obviously, something went wrong.
That's Stacy Schiffbauer with Pentagon Services addressing the school board Wednesday night. He says not much can be said about the incident until the investigation is complete, which he currently has no time frame on.
At this time, the cause of the collapse has not yet been formally determined. The investigation includes a review of structural design, manufacturing specifications, erection procedures, and compliance with approved plans and industry standards.
Pentagon Services says they will complete the project and cover all costs as construction moves forward. In the meantime, crews have been cleaning up debris since last Thursday. However, an engineer involved in the project says, in his opinion, high winds may have played a role. He also confirmed the structure was missing tailbacks, support braces designed to stabilize the frame.
You guys can see the steel went ahead and yielded. And when we say yielded, it means the steel actually ripped apart.
Ramiro Munoz with Munoz Engineering says the damage makes it clear the steel deformed under extreme stress, but questions remain about why it failed in the first place. He says they'll work with the district and Pentagon Services to improve checkpoints through the continuation of the project. At this time, district leaders say there's still unanswered questions. They went into executive session to discuss their legal options. In San Diego, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
And folks, neighborhood news reporter Melissa Trevino has been following this story since the beginning. If you have a story idea for her, scan the QR code you see on your screen, and Melissa covers the Jim Wells and Duval County areas.
Well, hey there and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Getting a live look at our USS Lexington camp thanks to First Community Bank, the New Harbor Bridge and the aquarium both in view, putting on a good show so far this morning. Temperatures at that 50-degree mark as we're heading out the door, and winds pretty breezy, still holding on to 18 miles an hour here in town. Sitting quite a bit lighter as you work your way inland, though. First, taking a look back at those past 10 hours, we've been on the cool down thanks to all these clear skies overhead. 56 degrees at 10 p.m. last night, 45 so far the morning low at about 2 a.m. this morning, but with the winds kind of mixing everything up here at the surface, that's where we saw those temperatures rise back up into the lower 50s. Going to keep my eyes on it, see if we drop another degree or two as we're heading towards that 7 a.m. hour. And as we work our way inland, that's where we're seeing the coolest temperatures right now. 41 degrees as you're waking up in Freer this morning, but feels like 38 as you're stepping out the door. Feeling like 39 degrees there in Cotulla, feeling like 35 there as we're working down to the southwest just slightly in Kingsville. And then a quick warm up here in Corpus Christi, 50 degrees, 52 there in Port Aransas as we're stepping out the door. For our winds there this morning, going to be pretty light as you work your way inland, 5 miles an hour there in San Diego, but the higher winds going to be here closer to the coast. Still holding on 13 miles an hour in Port Aransas, 21 miles an hour over at the Naval Air Station, but all of us should start to come down as we're going through those morning hours. And looking at the rest of the day, of course, I got to bring out my friend, the Magic 8 Ball here. 8 a.m. we're looking at that chilly start around 48 degrees if we drop another degree or two. Going into this afternoon, though, those temperatures going to rebound nicely into those 60s, but probably still worth keeping the jacket handy, and especially as we go into the evening hours. Going to see those temperatures already starting to drop after dinner time, around 58 degrees by that 6 p.m. hour for us. So looking like a pretty nice day for us, at least feeling more like winter here in the Coastal Bend and Corpus Christi. For the big weather picture, high pressure overhead in the wake of that cold front that worked through yesterday. That's going to lead to all the sunny skies that we're going to have today, and going to hold those sunny skies as we go into tomorrow and the weekend. But luckily, temperature-wise, they're not going to stay as stable for us. We're going to see the upper levels, this upper level trough, which is really characterized by the cooler temperatures and that more unsettled weather pattern. You see really pushes into our neck of the woods by that Sunday morning time frame. That's where it looks like we're going to see the coldest air right now pushing into the Coastal Bend. At least looks like feels like temperatures Sunday morning could be as low as those 30s along with the actual air temperatures. Luckily avoiding any of those freezes though as of right now. That looks to stay off towards Victoria or even further north for right now. But of course keep checking back for those changes as we get the latest high res guidance into our area. For now though, through the next few days, temperatures on that roller coaster from the 60s to the 70s back into the 60s for the weekend. That's why I said probably keep the jacket handy. Heading towards MLK Day looking like a beautiful 170 degrees on the money before that next cold front stirs up some rain chances and cooler temperatures heading into the middle of next week.
Stephen, thank you so much. President Trump is set to meet with Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Machado, later today. Coming up after the break, Scripps News Group Joe St. George has the details. Hey, welcome back, folks. 6:12 this Thursday morning. You're getting a live look right now from our studio Skycam, taking the view of our beautiful, sparkling city by the sea. 51 degrees outside right now, though. We will check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our forecast is shaping up. But first, we have some top headlines to get to. Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, is scheduled to meet with President Donald Trump today at the White House. Now, the meeting comes less than 2 weeks after the U.S. forcibly removed President Nicolas Maduro from power. To talk more about this, we bring in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George. And good Good morning, Joe. So why is today's meeting with Mercado significant when it comes to the leadership of Venezuela?
You know, I feel like I need to be bringing like a globe to these reports these days because of all the foreign policy, all the different countries we're talking about. And, you know, with the threat of military intervention in Iran, with the threat of military intervention in Greenland, it's easy to lose sight of the dramatic, consequential foreign policy change that just happened in Venezuela with the ousting of Nicolas Maduro and the outstanding questions that exist with President Trump's role long term, who will lead, who will rebuild Venezuela going forward. Well, Venezuela will return to the center stage, if you will, to the spotlight this afternoon as the president meets with the longtime opposition leader of Venezuela, the political foe of Nicolas Maduro, Maria Corina Machado. They're expected to have lunch at the White House today. This comes just hours after Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tie-breaking vote to defeat a war powers resolution that would have significantly limited President Trump's ability to use the military going forward in Venezuela. This was a major victory for the Trump administration here on Capitol Hill. Here's the question mark going into this meeting with this opposition leader in Venezuela. She has traveled the world, Maria Corina Machado, in recent weeks. She met with the Pope recently. She's received the Nobel Peace Prize in recent weeks and months. Many Republicans, even across the country, believe that she should one day be the acting president of Venezuela. But she's yet to really convince President Trump of that, who's spoken more positively about the current acting president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez. She's the former vice president of Maduro. President Trump had kind words to say about Rodriguez as late as yesterday. So the challenge for Machado will be to try and form a relationship with Trump here when he's clearly been hesitant to embrace her, at least as others have. Many others have said that she should be the next president of Venezuela. So we'll learn more about the presidency ambitions with Venezuela today. We can't lose sight of it. We can't take our eye off the football, if you will, with this major global event that's unfolded in recent days. The President Trump, on social media in recent days, he's shared images of him with the title acting president of Venezuela. So this is something the president is still top of mind on. We'll be listening to the president's words very carefully on this front this afternoon.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for following all of this. We'll see you soon.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend, or Friday, Junior, whichever way you want to look at it. Taking a live look at our USS Lexington camp, thanks to First Community Bank, New Harbor Bridge, and the aquarium both in view, putting on a good show for our Thursday morning so far. And fairly chilly out there, holding on to that 50-degree mark, and also some strong winds here in Corpus Christi, 18 miles an hour, even closer to that 20-mile-an-hour mark as you work closer to the Naval Air Station. Feels like temperatures in your neck of the woods, got a couple 30s out there. 33 degrees is what you're waking up to, feels like temperature there in Beeville. Actual air temperatures in those upper 30s. 38 is what's feeling like in Freer. Also going to match that as we work over into Mathis. Feels like temperatures rise quite a bit as you work your way along the coast. Around that 50 degree mark here in town, around 52 as you work waking up in Port Aransas. As we go through the rest of our Thursday, though, plenty of sunshine on the board. Really that wall-to-wall sunshine. Might not even see a cloud today. Temperature is going to rebound nicely into those mid-60s as we're heading into the afternoon. 62 degrees by 1 p.m. 65 what we're chasing for that daytime high here in Corpus Christi. And those winds also going to shift from the northeast this morning and early afternoon. Going to notice them push out of the southeast as we're going in towards these evening hours. That's going to help us warm up as we're going into tomorrow and get a little bit more moisture into place. For our big weather picture, seeing that high pressure move into the Lone Star State. Clear skies overhead. We might not even see any clouds into the entire state today, but plenty of sunshine on the way, looking like a beautiful one for us. As we're going through the next few days, though, this is what we're watching for, really, this upper level pattern. You see the upper level trough by the Midwest, that area of disturbed, cooler weather, really going to make its way into our neck of the woods, especially by that Sunday morning time frame. Looks like we're going to have that coldest air in place. So getting a look at those temperatures by Sunday morning, potentially going to be in those 30s, similar to what we're seeing already this morning. Maybe feeling like 33 degrees again once again again there in Beeville, and potentially even looking for that light freeze off to the north. Not here in the coastal bend as of right now, but either way, the cold front that's working in by tomorrow night starting to look just a little bit stronger as we're heading into the weekend for us. Still not going to see any rain likely with this cold front. Maybe an isolated shower as it works through, but the second one we've got on the board, that one looks a little bit more promising for us rain-wise. Through the next few days, going to be on that roller coaster of temperatures. 70s by tomorrow, 60s back for the weekend, so keep that jacket still handy. By the time that second cold front works in by MLK Day, going to stir up a little bit of those rain chances heading into Tuesday and Wednesday, and also those cooler temperatures back into the 60s.
Stephen, thank you. The FDA has issued a recall that they consider potentially deadly. Plus, a supplement powder has been linked to a possible salmonella outbreak. We have the details coming up after the break. Welcome back, folks. We need to let you know about a potentially deadly cheese recall this morning. Stores in 20 states are pulling grated Pecorino Romano cheese products from the shelves. Food and Drug Administration testing found possible listeria at a processing plant in New Jersey. The recalled cheese products have expiration dates running through May 2026, and brands include Boar's Head, Pina, Locatelli, and Sam's Club. The initial recall started in November, but the FDA upgraded the recall last week. And the Centers for Disease Control is warning of a multi-state outbreak of salmonella infections linked to a super green supplement. Health officials in several states are collecting information on Live It Up Super Green supplement powder. Data so far shows the product may be contaminated with salmonella, and the CDC says at least 45 people have gotten sick in 21 states. No deaths have been reported, and officials say if you have the supplement powder, either throw it out or return it to the store.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend, getting a live look at our USS Lexington Cam thanks to First Community Bank. The new Harbor Bridge in view. A few more cars heading out for that Thursday morning commute, but luckily they're flowing nice and smooth, not running into any issues on the Harbor Bridge right now, and most of our roadways coming in the green. We're exactly what we want to see to start off our morning. So starting off with our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive only seeing that minor slowdown as you're getting closer to Airline, but SBID, Saratoga, and the Crosstown Expressway, all of them coming in the clear this morning. Now working our way over towards Kingsville, Kingsville, not going to be too bad this morning on 141 heading out west, maybe just a minor slowdown there, but for the rest of us there on 77, looking nice and clear as we're waking up this morning. Just probably keep the jacket with you. Now off towards the west just a little bit, or the east I should say, here into Flower Bluff. Flower Bluff Drive coming in the clear. Waldron Road, maybe 1 or 2 extra minutes on that roadway, and looks like the traffic heading up towards NAS Corpus Christi has started to subside a little bit as well. Now finally looking at over by the island, no issues on your commute, only those very minor slowdowns by the stoplights. So really for the most part, looking like a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Thursday.
Amana Conejo in Corpus Christi now show you how a new singing competition is giving local talent a chance to shine.
Well, howdy and happy Thursday there, Coastal Bend. Getting a live look at our Stoopy Sky Cam thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting at 50 degrees on the money. Clear skies overhead, the causeway in view there. A few cars heading out for their morning commute, but luckily not too bad at all. Just probably want to keep the jacket with you out there this morning, but luckily the clear skies making for some nice sunrises as well as sunsets out there. Here's a look from last night's sunset thanks to Deborah Richter. This is over there by the Nueces River. Just a wonderful sunset last night as we were starting to see less and less of that cloud cover. Some great colors on the horizon there, and this is all of course thanks to that Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. If you have any great photos of the sunrises, sunsets, maybe even cloud formations or anything weather related, go on, submit it in there. We would love to see it in there. For our feels like temperatures this morning, there is definitely some chill spots out there. 33 degrees in Beeville is what you're waking up to, at least in terms of the feels like temperatures. The actual air temperature around 38 degrees this morning. 43 to the northwest in Cotulla, feeling like 39, feeling like 35 as you're waking up in Kingsville this morning, with more of those 50s along the coast, coming in at 51 degrees in Port Aransas. For our dog walking forecast this Thursday, today we've got Willie on the board, ready to go on his walk, and looking at those temperatures for Willie, going to be rising through the 50s, 9 a.m., 50 degrees, 57 degrees by 11 a.m., already chasing 60 by that lunchtime hour. Wind's going to be out of the north this morning as well, around 5 to 10 miles an hour. They should come down from that 20 mile an hour mark we're close to right now. For forecast highs as we're going through the rest of our Thursday, chasing those mid-60s for most of us in the Coastal Bend today, even some lower 60s as you work your way a little closer to the water there, but 64 in Sinton for that daytime high. not going to complain about that if you ask me. For our big weather picture, high pressure is overhead, and this is the reason we're seeing all of those clear skies now in the wake of that cold front that moves through really the entire Lone Star State, coming in those clear skies. And as we go through today, likely not even going to see a cloud in the sky here in the Corpus Christi area. Focusing on those winds, though, going through the rest of the day, we're holding on to that northerly flow right now. By the afternoon and evening hours, we're going to start to see more of that southerly component to the wind once again. What that's going to do is going to increase our moisture once again, but not going to see rainfall from it. But hopefully it does help out some of the fire danger out there, and it's definitely going to help us warm up as we're going into our Friday. You see how we rise right back above average? Then we're going to work that next cold front back into the area. By the weekend, I'm going to see those 60s return in the wake of that next cold front, and by that second cold front on the board now, by Monday night, even going to see some rain chances stirred up with that one as it works in. You can see that here on our rain chances going through about the next 7 days. Going to hold on to just some very unlikely, almost isolated chances as that first cold front works in by tomorrow night. The best chance is going to be, though, as we work into next week. More of that moisture really starts to funnel in by MLK Day. As we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, going to hold on to some of those widely scattered to even scattered showers working into the region. Latest guidance from the models does have us picking up maybe even a good half of an inch of rain here closer to the Corpus Christi area, but this is still a pretty good portion of time to go in the weather world, so make sure to check back for updates on this front, especially in terms of those rainfall estimates. But right now, at least looking promising. I'm getting my hopes up at least, so going to keep my eyes on it as we're going through the next 7 days. And when we're looking at that 7-day forecast, we're still on the roller coaster for right now thanks to these cold fronts. The 60s for today, the 70s by tomorrow. That first cold front puts us back into the 60s for the weekend, so maybe just a little cooler than some of us would ask for, especially by Sunday morning when we're waking up to those 30s. But here's the second cold front, that one I'm more excited for, working in by MLK Day. Going to stir up some of that rain activity going into Tuesday and Wednesday, and even those cooler temperatures in the 60s.
GLP-1 medications have helped many people lose weight, but some employers say they can't afford to cover them. Why one school system is making a change and how employees are responding.
Out of stock. Those 3 words might trigger disappointment when shopping online, but in some cases they're also a warning that you've been scammed. The Better Business Bureau is sending a fresh reminder about this online shopping scam. Scammers are tricking shoppers with fake notifications saying the product you purchase is out of stock and your money will be refunded. Now the problem is days go by and the promised refund never shows up on your bank account. The BBB's Erica Dilworth says it's possible that victims who may have been scammed over the holidays are just picking up on the scam now.
Sometimes over the holidays, people aren't really paying attention. And then once the holiday's over, they can catch their breath and go, you know what, I never did get that refund, or I never did get that product that I ordered.
So folks, if you've been expecting a refund, a good reminder now is to check over your credit card statements. Dilworth says before you shop online, always do some research about the business before you buy, especially if you come across a product on social media.
You can use services like whois.com. You plug in the name of the website and it'll tell you. And, you know, if the business has been out for a couple of years, you may feel more comfortable to do business with them.
The BBB recommends keeping receipts and order confirmations and using a credit card, which can offer more protection if you need to report a fraudulent charge.
Many people have found success losing weight with GLP-1 medications, but the growing demand is driving up healthcare costs, and now some employers say they can't afford to cover them.
It's a cycle many people struggling with their weight know all too well.
I've tried Weight Watchers, I've tried diet routines and going to the gym and everything, and I'd lose some weight, plateau, lots of times put it back on, maybe lose a little more and then plateau.
Krista Donnelly is a teacher in Howard County, Maryland, and no matter what she tried, the scale wouldn't move the way she hoped. So she talked to her doctor, her family, and started a GLP-1 medication last February.
I've gone down 4 pant size. I feel so much better. You know, I've got so much more energy. You know, I'm able to move. You know, I get down on the floor with students. I can get back up easily. It's not like, oh, you know, that struggle, get back up off the floor.
Plus, her blood pressure is now in a healthy, normal range. For her, the medication has been life-changing, which is why she wants Howard County Public School System to reverse their decision to stop covering it.
They sent us an email stating that they would stop covering any medication as of the end of March of 2026.
And what was your reaction when you saw that?
devastated.
HCPSS says coverage for GLP-1 medications used to treat diabetes will continue, but coverage for weight management will end. In just 2 years, costs rose from about $485,000 over 3 months to more than $3.6 million. District leaders say without the change, employee premiums would have risen nearly 20%. Instead, employees are still facing a 13% increase.
They'll cover blood pressure medication, they'll cover cholesterol medication, but they don't want to cover a GLP. And to me, that's a preventative medication.
A recent survey by KFF, a nonpartisan health policy group, found employers across the country are struggling with the cost of covering GLP-1 weight loss drugs. Nearly 2/3 of large employers said covering GLP-1 drugs had a moderate or significant impact on their prescription drug costs. Federal officials have announced deals aimed at lowering the price of these medications, but it's unclear whether those savings will reach employers.
I want to have that say, I want people to look at medication as needed by the people and not just the bottom line.
According to that KFF survey, fewer than 1 in 5 large employers nationwide cover GLP-1 medications for weight loss. Mallory Sofaste, Scripps News Group.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend, getting a live look from that USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. Both the new Harbor Bridge and the aquarium in view putting on that good show for us so far, and holding on to that 50-degree mark here in Corpus Christi. Winds out of the north-northeast 18 miles an hour. That's the reason we're holding on to a little bit more heat around the Corpus Christi area, but that dry air is significantly in place, seeing dew points in the 30s, even the 20s as you work your way further to the north. Beeville coming in at 29 for that dew point, 31 here in town as well as towards Portland this morning. As we're going into those temperatures around your neck of the woods, sitting in most of the 40s across the Coastal Bend. 42 there in Alice, 40 as we work over into Kingsville, 51 for the Naval Air Station, closer to the coast, holding on to more of those 50s. Also there in Port Aransas coming in at that 51-degree mark with the strongest winds also near the coast. Naval Air Station reading about 21 miles an hour so far. And as we go through the rest of our Thursday, no, you're not going to be seeing any rain going into it. Don't need to keep the umbrella handy today, but as we're going in towards next week, don't want to put it too far. Going to see those rain chances going back up on the board. But planning out the rest of your Thursday, at least here in Corpus Christi and around most of the area, going in up through those 50s by the 11 a.m. hour, chasing 62 degrees by 1 p.m. Also going to notice those winds shift back out of the southeast going into this evening, chasing that daytime high around 65 degrees. I'll go over all our rain chances and that full 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Good morning, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for 20 minutes of nonstop news. I'm Michelle Hoffman. So we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, as always, folks. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways are looking for you this morning. Hey, good morning, Stephen.
Well, good morning, Michelle, and good morning, Coastal Bend. Plenty of greens on the map so far. There is a couple trouble spots out there, but luckily not looking too bad as we're stepping out the door. Here's a gorgeous view from our SPID Skycam. Just some glimpses of that sunrise starting to start up out there. 50 degrees though. Want to probably take the jacket with you, especially off to the north where we're seeing some more of those lower 40s out there. But SPID, of course, in view and flowing nice and smooth as we're heading out the door this morning. So starting off with the new Harbor Bridge, getting a closer look here. If you're heading to or from Portland, not going to run into any issues. Just a little slowdown there on 361 between Gregory and Ingleside. For our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive coming in the clear, although Ennis-Joslyn just seeing a minor slowdown there closer to Ocean Drive. Saratoga also a couple of trouble spots getting closer to Rodfield there along Airline Road and getting closer to that Weber area as well, just a minor slowdown. As we're working over towards Flower Bluff Drive coming in the clear. Waldron Road, maybe account for 1 or 2 extra minutes there, but at least the Naval Air Station not looking too bad with the traffic leading up to it. As we work off towards the north a little bit, back towards the Sinton area, let's look over here into your neck of the woods. 77 coming in clear for the most part, just a minor slowdown there on the west side of town. Also, as you're working in towards downtown, just a little bit, a minor slowdown there, although 181 coming in the clear this morning if you're heading out that way. So finally finishing it off back over towards our neck of the woods, towards the island now. Let's get a look towards where you are. Just seeing those minor slowdowns at the stoplights, but really for the most part across the board, looking like a good and green Friday Junior.
Potholes, cracks, and rough roads. We've all been through it. Now, the city says the budget to fix streets will drop from $93 million to $44 million. I'm your Westside Neighborhood News reporter Jada Jenkins, speaking to neighbors and breaking down what this means for you.
This is something we've talked about for the past 3 budgets, which is our street funding. but we're running out of choices running out of choices and options to keep it at level funding.
That's the warning from City Manager Peter Zanoni as the city prepares to talk about the budget earlier than it ever has. Starting in September, the city's street maintenance budget will be $93 million. But come next year, Zanoni says that same fund will drop to $44 million. That means longer waits for pothole repairs, delayed street paving, and potentially more dangerous driving conditions. As I was doing research, I found a 2022 list of pavement condition index with some of the worst streets in the city as of 2022. So I went to check them out myself. And after some bumps in the road, I met with a neighbor who asked not to be on camera, but told me streets are one of his biggest concerns.
It does take the city a while to come over here and maintain the road.
Many Westside neighbors say they feel overlooked on this side of town. So I called Councilman Eric Cantu, who represents District 3, to ask about the budget cut.
That's like almost cut in half. How do you think we got to this solution here?
I believe that the city of Corpus Christi is spending so much money on other crap. I know we're going to have budget talks again this year, and we're going to have to figure this out.
City officials admit this has been an ongoing conversation.
To the councils about many times in our budget development processes, but it's no pun intended, but the rubber's meeting the road at this point.
But with no clear plan in sight, neighbors are left wondering what happens next as the city searches for solutions.
Especially when I start getting potholes here and there. And as you can see, it's more than just one pothole.
We'll continue following this story as city leaders work to find solutions. On the West Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, Chris 6 News.
Jada, thank you so much. And folks, we actually took a look at the numbers, and as a whole, our city streets are just in fair condition. But even though District 3's roads in the West Side are lacking, they're not the worst in the city. Take a look. District 1, the Cal Allen Annaville area, is slightly worse, and District 2, which sits between the West Side and Bay Area, is considered to have the worst roads in the city. And that's according to the 2025 Pavement Condition Index. The worse the street's condition, the more expensive it is to repair. And a shrinking budget for street repair means a lot of our streets will have to wait longer to get fixed. And folks, if you have a question for our West Side neighborhood news reporter, Jada Jenkins, send her an email or scan the QR code on your screen.
Well, hey there and happy Thursday. Coastal Bend getting a live look from our SPID camera. You can see just that gorgeous sunrise. Had to show you it once again. And of course, we have SPID in view. Quite a few morning commuters heading out there. Hopefully having the jackets handy. 50 degrees, still pretty chilly out there as we're waking up this morning. Looking at those temperatures off to the north, though, even chillier up there in Beeville, coming in at 30 to 39 degrees, feeling like 33 degrees there. Feeling like 35 as you're stepping out the door in Kingsville this morning. Feeling like that 38 degree mark off to the west slightly in Freer, but then those 50s take over as you work your way closer to the coast. Port Aransas coming in at 52 degrees this morning. For our dog walking forecast today, we've got Willie on the board, ready to go on his walk, of course. And as we look at those temperatures for Willie, going to be climbing through the 50s, 50 degrees by 9 a.m., 57 by 11 a.m., and already chasing that 60 degree mark as we're heading out for lunch this afternoon. Heading out for daytime highs into the later afternoon, about 3 to 4 p.m. Going to see those mid 60s make their return into the area, about 66 here in town, even 67 off to the southwest there in Hebbronville. As you work a little closer to the water, maybe just a little cooler in those daytime highs in the lower 60s for us. For the big weather picture, though, high pressure has moved into the Lone Star State in the wake of that cold front we saw work in yesterday. Not even a cloud in the sky for most of us, and as we go through the rest of our Thursday, not likely to see a cloud in the sky here in the Corpus Christi area. Plenty of sunshine on the way, but we're also going to notice those winds shift a little bit for us. Holding on to that northerly flow right now and into the early afternoon. By the later evening hours, we're going to start to see that southeasterly flow make its return to the area. Going to help out our moisture levels just a little bit. Not looking at any rain with that moisture, but going to help decrease that fire danger slightly and also increase that warm up as we're going into tomorrow. You can see on our 10-day forecast highs here how we're going to be right back above average tomorrow, chasing about 77 degrees here in Corpus Christi, but then another cold front going to put us right back below average in those lower 60s for the weekend. So keep the jacket handy because as we're starting off next week and going into the middle of it as well, also going to hold on to quite a few of those cooler temperatures in our neck of the woods. Rain-wise, skies going through the next few days. Not the best chances for right now, but there is definitely hope on the horizon. Seeing that isolated activity as potentially as we go in with this first cold front, but by the time the second one works into the area, that's where we're going to have a little bit more moisture in place and even see a little bit more rain into the area. At least looking more promising for right now, but make sure to check back for those updates as we get more high-res model guidance going into the weekend. For our 7-day forecast, we're definitely on that roller coaster. The 60s today, the 70s tomorrow, back into the 60s as we're going into this weekend. Then that second cold front that works in by MLK Day stirs up those rain chances into the middle of next week and brings those 60s back onto the board.
Imagine The Voice or American Idol, but with all that excitement happening right here at home. I'm Ana Conejo, your neighborhood news reporter in Corpus Christi, with how an upcoming competition is giving local singers their big shot.
The Coastal Bend is full of talented singers with big dreams, like Corpus Christi rock musician Leon Calderon.
I always dream of making it big, and you never know. I'm still dreaming that.
Calderon found success in the 80s with his band Purple Mushroom, and he's still looking for more.
We're still aspiring. We still want to continue with this. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a new album.
But he says opportunities in Corpus Christi can sometimes be limited.
This is a good town, It's okay as far as the music scene goes, there's not much to go on,
That's something local country artist Sergio Espinosa wants to change. Espinosa created Gulf Coast Idol, a 3-day competition at Old Crest Live, bringing in 20 singers who will be narrowed down by judges. Then the winner will be picked by the public.
We're kind of making it our own. It's a little bit of a mix of The Voice, American Idol, X Factor, America's Got Talent.
Competition has been an idea in the works for a while, sparking excitement for a music scene that Visit Corpus Christi says is growing, especially with the new music and film commissioner.
There will be opportunities to be able to showcase that talent that lives here in Corpus Christi, so that we can connect them to venues that might be willing to feature them. There's some major projects in the works.
The winner will walk away with a recording session, a national anthem performance during Hook's opening week, and more. It's an opportunity that could make a difference, and it's why Calderon is encouraging others to participate.
Let the world hear you. You know what you can do. You have something to offer.
Organizers say registration is free and is open to anyone that is 18 years or older. If you want to learn more about the competition, go to our website at christv.com. In Corpus Christi, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Ana Conejo, Chris 6 News.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
The Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation has shut down 3 of its programs due to federal funding cuts. On Facebook, it said those programs help neighbors who are struggling with substance abuse, mental health, and homelessness. Now, because of the cuts, 12 staff members also lost their jobs, and the Coastal Bend Wellness Foundation aims to improve the health of neighbors around the Coastal Bend through affordable health care services and education. The Odom Ed Roy School District will meet next week to decide the fate of 2 athletic coaches. Now, that meeting was supposed to happen Tuesday to address an alleged December assault on a school bus. Now it's been pushed to Tuesday, January 20th. Officials say Coach Kristen Torres and Arnold Maldonado were both present during the alleged assault. And now the school board plans to discuss the employment of both coaches. 19-year-old Christopher Jacob Soto was charged in the assault, and the district says it's cooperating with law enforcement and the Texas Rangers. A former Mathis High School softball coach has been found not guilty after a controversial incident at a district championship game. Now, you may remember this game between the Mathis Pirates and Taft Greyhounds back in April. And in this video, you see Brianna Cruz grabbing a Taft player before they both ended up on the ground during a fight between both teams. This week, a San Patricio County jury cleared Cruz of all charges, and Cruz still remains under probation from the UIL. The player involved was also suspended for the first 2 games of the 2026 softball season. The trial against the former Uvalde school resource officer Adrian Gonzalez continues today. Wednesday was the first time the jury heard about the status of the injured children that survived the shooting at Robb Elementary. One mother who testified spoke about her daughter and how she had bullet fragments in her forehead and left thigh. According to the mother, she still experiences headaches and leg pain from the injuries. The jury also heard from an active shooter trainer who trained Gonzalez in April of 2022. The United States has officially started selling Venezuelan oil. A Trump administration official said Wednesday that the U.S. completed its first sale of Venezuelan oil, valued at $500 million. Additional sales of oil are expected in the coming days and weeks, and this comes in the wake of the U.S. operation to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro earlier this month. President Donald Trump made it clear that he planned to tap into the country's vast oil reserves. And Google Gemini is launching personal intelligence. Users will now be able to link Google Apps with just one tap. It allows the assistant to tailor responses by accessing things like Gmail, Photos, search, and YouTube history. And Google says the goal is to improve your experience while keeping data secure. Access is scheduled to roll out over the next week to eligible subscribers of Google AI Pro and AI Ultra. Once enabled, it will work on the web, Android, and iOS. And here's a look at what's trending now. Do you want to be in a Super Bowl commercial? Well, this right here is your chance. Skittles is holding a contest that will result in live ad from the winner's house during the big game. The lucky homeowner will have Skittles delivered by movie star Elijah Wood. For more information and to enter the contest, go online to followtherainbow.com, and a potential winner will be notified on January 21st or around that date. And all of you Taco Bell fans out there will love to hear this one. The fast food chain is rolling out a new value menu featuring 10 items, all costing less than $3 each. The value menu consists of 5 new items and 5 classics, and the new items include a mini taco salad and limited edition salted caramel churros. The value menu launches nationwide on January 22nd, and Taco Bell Rewards members can access it starting this Friday. Hey, good to know, because our news director went out to get us all tacos, so tomorrow maybe he can get us Taco Bell.
Yeah, there you go. You know, that's a really good thing. They have the value menus. I see a lot of companies going that way, you know, now, especially just with everything going on in the economy, of course. So I know everybody's trying to get in on their little bang in the buck with the value menus. Hopefully we continue to see that trend continue. I always like it, but feeling pretty chilly out there this morning. 50 degrees here in Corpus Christi, even some feels like temperatures as low as 33 degrees off to the north towards Beeville. Want to keep the jacket handy if we're in some of our inland neighborhoods this morning. Here's a live look from that Snoopy's Pier sky cam. Thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting at 51 degrees over here at Snoopy's Pier. Seeing that beautiful sunrise starting to come up though, and as we go into the later portions of today, really going to see those clear skies overhead. Makes for some great sunrises as well as some great sunsets. Here's a photo of that sunset from yesterday. This is over along the Nueces River. Thanks to Deborah Richter for this photo. She submitted it to that Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group, and I just love the colors in the sky. Also the reflection you get off of the river, just a great photo, similar to one I would probably take out there. And if you ever see any great sunrises, sunsets, or cloud formations, go on and submit them in there. We would definitely love to see it. First, taking a look at those temperatures though, now in your neck of the woods, Beeville coming in at 40 degrees. They've came up in that feels like temperature now to about 36 degrees at least, but still very chilly off to the west as well, coming in at 38, feeling like temperature there in Freer. Feels like 39 as you're waking up in Cotulla this morning with those 50s isolated to the coast. 51 at the Naval Air Station, 52 in Port Aransas. Actually looks like we've dropped a few degrees down to that 47 degree mark here in Corpus Christi. As we're going through the next few hours and throughout the rest of our Thursday, going to see that wall-to-wall sunshine for us pretty much all day. 57 degrees on the board by 11 a.m. 65 is what we're chasing for that daytime high around 3 p.m. Also going to notice those winds shift from the north this morning and early afternoon, changing to the southeast as we're going later into this evening. That's going to help our warm-up as we're going into tomorrow. Also slightly decrease that fire danger for us as we go into tomorrow, but still want to be mindful of it. For the big weather picture, high pressure has moved into the Lone Star State in the wake of the cold front that worked in yesterday. Not even going to see a cloud in the sky, I don't think, as we're going through the rest of our Thursday. Plenty of sunshine on the board. But in terms of the upper levels, we've been watching this area, this trough into the Midwest, characterized by that wetter, cooler temperatures that really work into the area, those low pressure systems. And you can see how it works into our neck of the woods by that Sunday morning time frame, really getting that coldest air down into the Lone Star State. Looks like our temperatures could be be pretty chilly there as we're waking up Sunday morning. Here's a look at what the feels like temperatures could be, down to around that 33-degree mark, potentially in Beeville Sunday morning, down around 34. Cotulla Sunday morning, across the board, just going to be in those 30s is what it's looking like currently. So want to keep the jacket handy, especially for that time frame. But this is going to be short-lived, probably our only overnight low that's going to come in those 30s for us. For the rain chances through the next 7 days, the first cold front that works in tomorrow night, only going to see a pretty weak chance for us with that almost isolated activity. The better chance going to be by next week. By the time we're heading into MLK Day and towards that Tuesday time frame, more of that moisture really works in. Going to see some scattered chances make their return to the board, and could even see some rain totals upwards of ½ an inch, upwards of 1 inch or so as you work your way along the coast. Now, I do want to stress that this is still pretty long range to go. With about 6 more days to go until this event unfolds, there's going to be changes to the rainfall total forecast. But right now, hopes are definitely getting up there with some more promising rainfall totals looking to work into the area. Now, we're going to see how much we actually pick up. High-res guidance not going to come in until this weekend, so I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on it as we're going through the next few days, because we definitely need as much rain as we can get. Here's the latest look at that drought monitor so far. You can see that extreme drought into the watershed area and just to the southwest of Corpus Christi. Not expecting any great updates as we're going into the later portions of today. We'll see that latest update around 10 a.m. or so. Probably going to stay just about the same since we haven't seen too much rainfall into our area. For the 7-day forecast, going to be bouncing around these next couple of days. 60s today, 70s tomorrow. But if you're making those weekend plans, going to keep the jacket handy, I would say. Only going to get up to into those lower 60s for daytime highs. But what I'm really watching for next week, that second cold front on the board, finally going to see some more rain chances working in by Tuesday into Wednesday with those cooler temperatures. I'm definitely getting excited for that.
Oh yeah, and like we always mention, we definitely need it because our drought conditions, folks, are completely severe. So thank you so much for that heads up.
Of course.
And we're also looking to the weekend too, because we're putting a list of things for you to do. Make sure you watch that tomorrow on Coastal Bend Weekend. And that's all the time we have right now, right, Steven?
Yeah, that's going to be it for today,
Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you soon.